It's acrylic mixed media. I paint large scale. Acrylic mixed media means that I use textured canvas. I kind of ignore the texture. Lots and lots of color, lots of irregular lines. Primarily, I use my fingers to paint with, which gives you a real loose feel. Everything's kind of exaggerated. Not too much detail. The work kind of changes, and every now and then I'll wind up doing something that's really detailed, but it's usually just a small element of the canvas. Most of the time it's just broad figures, broad colors. I'm real interested in the shapes, what I can create and make it turn and move and give it a sense of fluidity on the canvas. I just want to paint what's in my head. It becomes very frustrating when I can see something, and I just want to see how I can make it look on the canvas. I've painted for a long time, so I know how the paint feels. I know how to work the paint, but it's not as hard as painting is not as hard as people make it to be. That's the best way I can say it. You use little tricks to it, like the dripping paint and the spray painted pieces. And I paint with really thin layers of paint. Most people pay much more attention to the body of the paint, so they paint much thicker than I do. Really, really fast. I've tried to slow down and do what you're supposed to, you know, and make the appropriate strokes and layer it appropriately, and it was nothing but a frustration and not at all fun. I think I found it. I think I know where I want it to go, but I know where I want it to go, and I'm trying to get there. I'm older. I've had one career, changed it. My children are grown. I've done this, I've done that. I've done a lot of stuff to paint. I really like the big faces. I really like the figurative work. I like the abstract expressionism.
What do you love most about painting?
Freedom. It's the freedom to do exactly what I want to at the exact time I want to do it, and nobody tells me any different.